In that 72 season, the Los Angeles Lakers ruled the basketball world. Along the way, they established an unprecedented accomplishment: 69 regular season wins. For more than 2 decades, great teams have come and gone, but the record has remained. Today, Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls look for win number 69 and their place in NBA history.
This is the NBA on NBC.
What time is it?
The Chicago Bulls making their way onto the court here at the Gund Arena in Cleveland as we get set for the NBA Game of the Week. This afternoon, it's the Bulls and the Cavaliers meeting for the 4th and final time this regular season. A look at the Eastern Conference standings. Chicago at a remarkable 68-9, the best record in the league. They'll have home court advantage right throughout the playoffs, while Cleveland battling for position. They're only a half game behind the Knicks and 1 over Atlanta and Detroit. Hi, everybody. Marv Albert along with Matt Gukas. And for the Chicago Bulls, today is their opportunity to take their place in NBA history. Looking back, indoors, we're set for the Chicago Bulls and the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Bulls coming off an easy win over the Sixers on Friday night. Go with Michael Jordan and the former Cavalier, Ron Harper, in the backcourt. Up front, Luke Longley back. He missed 9 games because of tendonitis in both knees. Scottie Pippen and Tony Kukoc. Kukoc making his 17th start of the season. And there's the head coach of the Bulls, Phil Jackson. The Cleveland Cavaliers with 5 wins the last 8 games, coming off a win over the Knicks in New York. Together here in Cleveland between the Cavs and the Bulls. For more on that, let's go to Ahmad Rashad. Ahmad?
All right, thanks, Mark. Michael Jordan has had some great games here in Cleveland, and it is not just a coincidence. Here's a man that searches everywhere for motivation. I asked him about the motivation for coming here. He said it's the fans. When he does well, they boo him. And on occasion he's gotten hurt, they've cheered. He said he realizes that he is public enemy #1 here in Cleveland, so he makes it his job to live up to that billing every time he plays here in Cleveland. Mark?
All right, Ahmad, and this is the 4th meeting of the season between these two clubs. The Bulls winning the previous 3 and all in convincing fashion. They have won by an average margin of 21 points per game. Steve Javie, Blaine Reichelt, Ed F. Rush are the officials.
Well, the Cavaliers with a very small team, and rebounding has been their big problem of late, which is 22 and 21 in the last 2 games. They cleaned that one off nicely.
This is Terrell Brandon, picked up by Michael Jordan. Michael Cage up high. Bobby Phills being played here at the start by Ron Harper. Cavaliers like to take it all the way down in terms of the shot clock. That's a rush shot with 10 remaining on the 24. Cage broke it up. And Brandon, very skillful at bailing the Cavaliers out throughout the season, hitting shots with the 24 down to 3 and 2 and 1.
And on that steal, it looked like the Cavaliers did have a little bit of a running opportunity. They will take them when they show up. Mike has told me he has never put the brakes on and said, halt, run what you can, but other than that, control the tempo.
And back comes Jordan. Harper, met by Brandon, gets the pick from Longley. Kukoc posting up. Ferry. And Pippen shoots. So the ball will go back to the Cavaliers.
A nice job of doubling down low as Kukoc backing in on Danny Ferry, as the Cavaliers, because they are so small and thin up front, they have to come double team. And then where they really do their best job is rotating out of it quickly, which they did. They scrambled on a couple of passes to get a hand up on Scottie Pippen's jump shot.
Cavaliers love to control the tempo. They control the basketball. They can frustrate teams, although the Bulls have not had any problems with them to this point. Bobby Phills giving the Cavs a 2-0 lead.
Oh, Chicago Bulls, being as good a team as they are, comfortable playing in any style and any tempo. However, they do want to get their running chances going.
It's a 3 for Kukoc. Tony Kukoc in the starting lineup. That began with the suspension of Dennis Rodman, and Phil Jackson has stayed with that concept. So So the Bulls 3 and the Cavaliers 2. Now Ferry. Back comes Jordan. Harper. Pippen. Played by Mills. Draws the foul. Nice head fake by Scottie Pippen.
Well, ever since late February, Tony Kukoc has really had the radar with the three-point shot. About that time, he was 31%. He has gotten it all the way up to 40%, and a lot of it is due to the confidence factor. Getting a chance to start, he knows he's going to be in there for a lot of minutes, and he just hangs out on the perimeter for that three, and of course, he has that ability to handle the ball. He can drive it, he can post up as well.
The Bulls 4 and the Cavaliers 2. Cleveland has won 9 of the last 15 against Chicago, and here in Cleveland, the Cavs have won 6 of the last 7. But out of that 15 games, or the last 15, Michael Jordan missed 7 while he was in the process of his retirement. That is kind of a tainted mark. 5-2. Bulls on top. And here is Mills. I'm told that Mike Fratello, as Pippen is not able to handle that lead pass, gave his club a fiery pep talk prior to today's game.
But he also said, Marv, if they need one of those for a game against Chicago, who's about to make some history here with a possible 69th win today and pretty much sure to get 70, you have to get your team up for Chicago. At this stage of the season, you're in a little bit of trouble.
Very off the mark. And Pippen had it knocked away by Mills. And the Cavaliers will work the shot clock down.
So far, the Bulls very careless with the basketball and doing a lot of switching on defense, which sometimes can get you lethargic.
Nice move on the runner by Brandon. That is his first field goal. It's the Cavs by 1. Trying to draw a foul. Jordan with his first shot attempt from downtown and rebounded by Mills. So Chicago 1 of 4 from the field. We are just underway. 4 minutes have gone by. Bradley changed his mind and Ferry off a series of fakes, fouled by Longley.
Well, Terrell Brandon, such a valuable player for the Cavaliers because they run that shot clock down so often. He's the guy that winds up with the basketball, and he can go create for himself, and he can also do this. Somehow or other find the open man. How that pass got past Luke Longley, I will never know. But the other Cavalier players have to be very alert with Terrell Brandon, because he's always looking to make that little pass in traffic and does it very well.
Danny Ferry, who's come a long way this season, averaging 13.5 per game. And the Cavaliers, off the free throw by Ferry, now lead 7-5. Michael Jordan has attempted only 1 shot just a moment ago from three-point range. Longley able to save that pass. And here is Jordan on the quick release.
Good patience that time by the Chicago Bulls, just moving the basketball. Then when they reversed it, even the quickness of the Cleveland defense couldn't get over there to bother the shot.
Cleveland coming off a game against the Knicks in which they shot 56% from the field, a 4-point victory at Madison Square Garden. Led by Ferry with 11 of 13. That's Brandon, who also had an outstanding game against the Knicks on Thursday. Second field goal for Brandon. Cavaliers lead 9-7. Back to the lead, and Harper fouled. Pretty pass thrown by Kukoc. Foul on Brandon. And that will put the one-time Cavalier, Ron Harper, at the line. He spent 3.5 years with Cleveland. He was a first-round draft pick of the Cavs, the 8th selection overall. Then went on to the Los Angeles Clippers for 4.5. This is second season with the Bulls.
There you see what a good scorer Ron Harper was early in his career, especially here in Cleveland. and then not really being much of a factor involved in the offense here with Chicago, but doing an excellent job this year defensively.
Of course, injuries playing a role in the way Ron Harper's had to change his game from the slashing style player that he was when he first entered the NBA. The game is tied at 9 with 5 minutes gone by. Phil saw the opening. Mills. And here is Phil. Kept alive by Cage.
One of the rare offensive rebounding opportunities for Cleveland. They're going to break a record this year for the fewest offensive rebounds, but you have to remember they don't take that many shots, only 73 a game. Lowest in the league, low possession team.
Amazingly low total. Cavaliers lead by 2, 6 points for Terrell Brandon. Longley putting moves on Cage. The tip by Jordan, and he's tied the game at 11. So Michael Jordan with his second field goal.
Well, Michael in a mismatch there underneath with Terrell Brandon, and Mike Patel very much concerned with the offensive rebounding capabilities of Chicago. Well, once again, with the shot clock winding down, Terrell Brandon with just a little bit of a head fake, able to get by a good defender. And Michael Jordan not getting so much involved out on the perimeter, but getting to the basket and just pushing Terrell Brandon right out of there.
Bulls win here today. It would be win number 69, which would tie an NBA record, and they could seek number 70 Tuesday in Milwaukee. Earlier we talked about this with Michael Jordan and said prior to the start of the season, was there ever a thought that a team could win 70 games?
There was never any thought. I think we wanted to be successful. Our main focus was to win a championship, get back on stride in Chicago and win championships again. And I think, 70 was something that no one ever even thought about. And then I guess once we started winning so rapidly, and the 18-game winning streak kind of put things in a perspective, and people started looking at it in that sense, but we never really focused on it at all.
Well, there may not have been a thought about it, but there certainly was a lot of talk early on by the media and the public, and I thought the Bulls players and coaching staff did a good job of deflecting a lot of that talk. Of course, now it's within reach.
Danny Ferry set up for that corner jump, and Scottie Pippen now calling out a play. The game is tied at 11. A game that is going the Cleveland Cavaliers' way in terms of the tempo, the pace, with 5.5 remaining first quarter. And here's Harper for 3. Oh, very friendly front and back rim. So a 3-pointer for Ron Harper, and the Bulls lead 14-11.
And that's just the 8th shot for the Chicago Bulls, more than halfway through this first quarter.
Mills with the baseline move. And last touched by the Bulls. The Cleveland Cavaliers, a team that began the season 0-7 and then won 16 of their next 21 games. They are only a half game behind the Knicks, who are in the number 4 spot, but looking the other way, just 1 over Atlanta and Detroit. Knicks off today. Atlanta at New Jersey this afternoon. Tonight, Detroit is home for Boston. Brandon kicked it out to Mills. Yes. So the Bulls lead by 1.
Well, so far the Chicago Bulls defense, whoever winds up with Terrell Brandon, not really doing a good enough job to play him off the dribble and contain him. Once he gets into the teeth of the defense, he can create a lot of havoc.
Luke Longley, in his return after missing the last 9 games, is able to hit his first field goal. It's the Bulls 16, the Cavaliers 13. Ferry setting the pick. Now Kukoc on Brandon, who takes him off the dribble. Rebounded by Jordan.
That a little bit of a quick shot for Terrell Brandon. Probably could have got the ball moving from one side of the floor to the other, but he's feeling good with it in his hands right now.
Kukoc swept by Longley. Good back tap. Here is Harper.
Well, whenever Terrell Brandon runs a little screen and pop play with Danny Ferry, they seem to get some good shooting opportunities, in particular for Danny Ferry. That was so effective against the New York Knicks the other night when Danny scored 32.
And he hit his last 10 shots from the field. Mills. Looked like Longley altered that shot, but kept alive by Cage. And they get the new 24. Dennis Rodman getting set to check in for the first time, and Tyrone Hill will come on for the Cavaliers. Hill slicing his way and draws the foul. And here comes Dennis Rodman. Foul was called on Hoffer. Rodman replacing Longley.
Dennis has been starting ball games, waiting for Luke Longley and Phil Jackson rushes out. Rodman's coming in for Scottie Pippen. That's a pretty quick hook for Scottie in the first quarter. And the Bulls were going with that small lineup, and I think they liked what they saw a little bit last Sunday against the Orlando Magic with Dennis Rodman playing the center spot defensively.
Phil Jackson making the change, Longley remaining, and Pippen sitting down. Ferry, right hand, and then rebounding. Off the fake. Ferry 0 for 5 from the field.
Mike Fratello not happy with that quick second shot by Danny Ferry. It was a good time to bring it back out, use some more clock.
Here's Kukoc getting the step. Nice play by Tony Kukoc. The Bulls 18, the Cavaliers 13.
Now, whenever Kukoc starts making that perimeter shot, that really sets up his ability to put the ball on the floor and make something happen, as he got Luke Longley an easy shot.
Cavaliers have missed their last 5 shots. Mills had the baseline closed. Shot clock at 1. Could not put it down with the shot clock down to 1. 2 minutes to go. First quarter, Jordan. Three-pointer for Jordan. A beautiful screen set by Rodman.
Well, Dennis does it very well, and he sets a very hard screen. Nothing the defense could do there to help out, and Michael Jordan shooting from that distance. And Michael really has shot the ball well all season long. A couple of little valleys in there, but overall his three-point shooting and jump shot has been outstanding.
7-0 run by Chicago. Here's Hill. Nice play on the follow. Tyrone Hill, who has been making steady progress. Good one the other night against the Knicks, 14 points, 8 rebounds. Come back from injury suffered in the automobile accident. Timeout is taken with 1:22 left in this first quarter.
Well, Tony Kukoc turning the corner on Tyrone Hill, and Luke Longley just going to open spaces, and then Dennis Rodman nailing Bobby Phills to set up Michael Jordan for that top-of-the-key jumper.
Matchup of NBA superstars. Charles Barkley leads the Phoenix Suns against Magic Johnson and the LA Lakers. Game 2 next.
1:22 to go, first quarter. And the Bulls leading the Cavaliers 21-15. A Cleveland team that is 44 up and 33 down, and this the major reason.
Well, the individual improvement of everybody, a lot of it, of course, with the style of play, but the overall confidence of Terrell Brandon raising his level. He could be a candidate for most improved player, along with Danny Ferry as well. But Chris Mills stepping up his game, especially in the field goal shooting area, shooting percentage.
Michael Jordan, 9 points, along with 6 rebounds here in this first quarter. He's hit his last 4 shots, and the Bulls lead 23-15. Here's Phills. Bobby Phills with his second field goal. Bobby Phills, a guy who's come a long way, received the playing time last year, did a nice job, averaging 11 per game. You saw the improvement by Phills. Kukoc coming up short, rebounded by Pippen, who just checked back in. Nice feed for Longley. Longley blows the layup. Rodman crossing it up, and the foul is called. Substitution for Cleveland. Dan Marley has come on for the first time. Tyrone Hill picked up the foul.
Well, these are the kinds of problems that the Cavaliers have against good rebounding teams. They said earlier, just 22 and 21 in the last couple of games, and they're so small. Tyrone Hill is barely 6'9", and he is the center right now. And Dan Marley, one of the forwards, at about 6'6", and Chris Mills at about 6'6". So they give away a lot of height. They have to gang rebound. It's very difficult to play that way. And at the other end of the floor, they have to take so many jump shots from the perimeter without a low post game.
Dennis Rodman only at 51%. Free throw shooter hits 1 of 2. Bob Sora, the rookie from Florida State, has come on. He came to camp as a shooting guard, and the Cavaliers have forced the transition. He's been playing a lot of point in recent weeks. Sora and Mills in the backcourt with Hill, Marley, Mills up front. Dennis Rodman with his second rebound. We are down to 10 seconds to go in the quarter, and the Bulls lead by 7. Jordan with the one-on-one move. And time runs out in this first quarter. After 1, it's the Bulls 24 and the Cavaliers 17. Jordan 4 of 6 from the field. 9 points, 6 rebounds. The Bulls 8 of 17 shooting. Cavaliers 8 of 22. It's a high number of shots for Cleveland.